And Phil, looks like Norristown's going to have to do a big comeback effort if they want to pull this one out.
No doubt about it. It's pretty hard to make up that many points. Now we do have, our wrestler Rob Wenick should be favored at 160.
Okay, at the 160-pound match, as Phil has told you, we have Rob Wenick going up against Jim Terra of Penn Ridge. And Rob Wenick, you might have heard some of the accolades he received in the beginning of the match, or beginning of the meet. He has a 17-2-1 record. He's been recognized by the Philadelphia Inquirer many times this year in their high school rankings. Also holds the school record for takedowns in a season, 110 takedowns, and that's a lot of takedowns.
And he already secured one right here.
Yeah, so he racks up another takedown. That's his specialty. He gets a 2-0 lead over Jim Terra of Penn Ridge. And he's not messing around. He's going right for the pin. He's got Terra's legs tied up. He's got a half Nelson in there. Terra's trying to fight off his back. Wenick's trying to pack it in, but he can't quite come up with that pin. He does get some back points though. Oh! And Terra gets a takedown of his own on Rob Wenick. Wenick coming back with an escape. So the score stands now at 6-2 for Rob Wenick. Terra shot in real low on Wenick. Let's see if Wenick can take advantage of that. Looks like he's going to try a drag. Yeah, he's coming around behind. Oh, and he gets the 2 points. And as the first period comes to a conclusion, Rob Wenick leads Jim Terra 8-2.
Penn Ridge defers. And of course, Wenick, being a takedown artist, chooses neutral.
Let's see if we can chalk up another takedown. Terra shoots in on the leg. Wenick counters. He's putting in a crossface, controlling the ankle, coming around behind, and gets a 2-point takedown. Also takes Terra over onto his back. He got in a little trouble last time he did that, but this time he's going to take his time. He's securing the points. Looks like he's definitely getting back points here. Yeah, the referee's signaling back points. Let's see if he can hold him down this time. He's got plenty of time. There's over a minute left in the second period. And there's the pin. So Rob Wenick gets a nice pin for Norristown, one that they really needed, and that'll bring them back into range anyway. They pick up 6 points to make it 23-17.
I'm not sure it makes these last 3 matches crucial.
So now we have an interesting match here, Phil. I don't think I've ever seen the likes of this. We have 2 kids named Jim York wrestling each other. Unrelated, of course, because the names are spelled differently. Jim York of Norristown, spelled Y-O-R-K-E. Jim York of Penn Ridge, Y-O-R-K. But I can't ever remember seeing 2 guys with the same name wrestle each other, especially a name that's not that common. Well, Jim York goes in for a takedown against Jim York. Jim York of Norristown, of course. And looks like he's close to getting the 2 points. He's got control of the leg, except that his Penn Ridge counterpart had a whizzer, which has now been countered. Uh-oh, but a nice switch by York of Penn Ridge. And I don't know if the referee's, okay, I see. I believe he's given the 2-point takedown to the Penn Ridge wrestler. Jim York of Norristown on bottom, trying to get a reversal or escape. Goes up in a tripod position. However, Jim York of Penn Ridge maintaining control, keeping his opponent to the mat. Now turns in, forces his opponent down, but looks like the Penn Ridge wrestler has good control on the leg, and it's going to be awful tough for the Norristown wrestler to get get control here. I think the referee might call a stalemate. Yes, he did. And he did award 1-point neutral for Jim York of Norristown, so the score now stands at 2-1. In favor of the Penn Ridge wrestler. Penn Ridge wrestler having an equipment problem. Now they're ready to go. Looks like the Penn Ridge wrestler is kind of a counter wrestler. York shot in. The Penn Ridge wrestler countered it. However, he did not maintain control enough to get the takedown there. So the score remains 2-1 in favor of Jim York of Penn Ridge over Jim York of Norristown.
This is another one of the Norristown sophomores.
Okay, so here's another kid who Coach Steve Harn will be looking to in the future to be a big part of this team. In fact, he's been a pretty big part this year, really. He has a pretty decent record, 14-8. I've rolled around with this kid in practice, and I'll tell you, he's strong as an ox. So I think if he gets a little more experience and some wider variety of moves, I think this guy will be a prominent figure in District 1 wrestling in the future. Well, he's got him on his back now. The referee's counting out points, so Jim York of Norristown is going to take a lead here. Looks like he has a half Nelson. I hope he's not too high there on his opponent. Well, he's got at least 2 points now, maybe more. So Norristown's going to take a lead here. By how much, we don't know yet. The referee doesn't award the points until the wrestler is out of the wrestling situation, which is the case now. And he got 3. So now he has 4. So Penn Ridge picked up 1 for the escape. So now it's 4-3 in favor of Jim York of Norristown. Coach Harner is questioning the score. Coach Horner has asked the referee, Richard Stam, to go over and check the scoring. He's coming back now. It looks like it's going to stay the way it is at 4-3. And the second period comes to a conclusion with Jim York of Norristown with a 1-point lead, 4-3, over York of Penn Ridge. Norristown wrestler starting out in the bottom, trying to stand up and get away, but he runs right out of bounds. Uh-oh, and he's coming up limp. Looks like he might have pulled a hamstring there or something. Well, while we have a break here, Phil, this referee is the brother of Charlie Stam, former coach at Cheltenham. I don't know if you remember him from some of our matches. Yeah. So he's been a referee for a number of years. A wrestler will get 2 minutes of injury time, and if he can't continue after 2 minutes, then he has to default the match, which would be 6 points for the opposing team. So I'm sure that the Norristown wrestler is going to try to continue if at all possible. Looks like he just pulled a hamstring, and I'll tell you, with the size of those legs that he's got, it's no doubt that there's a lot of hamstring there to pull. Okay, York tries to stand up again. He breaks loose and he gets a point. So now it's 5-3 for the Norristown wrestler. Penridge shoots in. She shoots in low. Norristown wrestler's going to try to move around, but looks like they're up.
Beautiful move, but out of bounds.
All right.
Let's call that the lateral drop, wouldn't it?
Lateral drop. That sounds familiar. Now these wrestlers are wrestling kind of cautious now. Up. Penridge shoots in. He shoots in too low, though. He can't get a hold of York's legs. Now York tries to go behind, but he gives up a takedown.
He should have thrown the whizzer in there. He lost it.
Well, that ties up the match now, 5-5. With 55 seconds left in the match. Looks like both of these wrestlers are gassing a little bit. They look very tired. There's 43 seconds left, high score. Right now, I guess you'd have to give the advantage to the Norristown wrestler since he's on the bottom. As you mentioned before, it's a lot easier to get away or reverse.
Jim York seems to be having trouble holding Jim York down, so there's a possibility of an escape here.
Yep. I was going to go out on a limb before this match and say that Jim York was going to win this one, but then I realized it might end in a draw and I'd be wrong. So I didn't make that prediction. Well, the Penridge wrestler has now secured a leg ride into the Norristown wrestlers, and with 22 seconds left.
His hands up off the floor, they'll have to stop it, but now he's back down. It could very well end up in that draw you were talking about.
Well, the referee calls a stalemate, which is probably to the advantage of the Norristown wrestler here, because he was pretty well tied up. I don't think in the 14 seconds that are left he could have got out of that. His legs is still hurting though. I don't know if it's the one leg or both. It looks like it's just the one leg. Maybe the left hamstring is giving him a problem. But he has 14 seconds to try to get away. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, he did it.
Oh, he doesn't get a penalty called on him. Warning.
Well, that was quite a maneuver. Jim York of Norristown got away, but then in his effort to counter, and he gives up the takedown, and he's going to end up losing this. Oh, what a match. In the last 10 seconds, the Norristown wrestler got an escape, but then was taken down and ends up losing the match 7-6. Now that could be the fatal blow for Norristown, Phil, because